What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. I've got the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and what I like to call my end of year review. I've been using it since launch and I want to share with you guys my thoughts and experience about the Z Fold 6. The Z Fold Special Edition is officially a real thing. It's out, but it's not available in the US, or pretty much it's only exclusive to just like one market. So I kind of wish that was the Z Fold 6, but it's not. This is what we have, and hopefully with just the feedback Samsung gets from its users, they implement what we look for in the successor, in the actual successor. So like hopefully our feedback does help and we see those things come into fruition with the Z Fold 7. But with the Z Fold 6, it's a good phone. It's a very good foldable. It's the most polished foldable I have used, and I've used the OnePlus Open, I've used the Pixel 9 Pro Fold and the Z Fold 6. This is the most polished one, and when it comes to design, it feels the most premium. And when we start with the cover display, like, it's thin bezels all around. Yes, it's the thinnest when it comes to the actual display size and how like tight it is to type, but you can still use the cover display as a phone. But at this point, I usually just prefer to kind of open it up and use the inner display. And I've gotten used to it. And I've used the OnePlus Open, I've used the 9 Pro Fold from Google. And while those have wider displays, wider cover displays than the Z Fold 6, I've gotten used to it. But it feels really light to hold in the hand. It's easy to carry in the hand. If you have a case like this from Pataka, I'll be leaving a link in the description down below. It gives a more premium look to your Fold 6, which, by the way, I still love this blue color. But I also do like how this Fold 6 is flattened out like the S24 series, and I hope they continue that same design with the Z Fold 7. But overall, like, I think you'll come to love the design just year over year. And yes, it may look similar to the Fold 5 and the Fold 4 and maybe even the Fold 3, but it's more polished. Like, each year they kind of made it a little bit better. And I think with the Z Fold 6, you can say Samsung kind of settled with their foldable lineup, and that's okay. Like, if it's a good phone, why not kind of just start improving the smaller things to make the user experience much better. But in the design department, I am very happy with it. Just my only thing is to have a larger cover display as well as a larger inner display. I think this is 7.6 inches, which is the smallest of the inner display foldables I have used. And I think the Z Fold Special Edition is much larger. I hope we get at least a 7.8 inch or an 8-inch display, inner display with the Z Fold 7. And I do want to mention this inner under display camera is something I don't use. I just don't use it. If I'm going to take a selfie, I will literally close the phone and use the cover display. But yeah, that's really what I have to say about design. Like, crease doesn't really bother me at all. I don't think it really bothers many people. It does with some, but for many, it just doesn't really get in the way. When we move on to performance, it's everything that we can expect with a Z Fold device. It packs a punch with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It comes on board with 12 gigs of RAM. My model has ½ terabyte of storage. The Fold 6 also gets 7 years of software updates, which I am super excited for. Imagine having a phone for 7 years. Personally, like, the phone I've used the longest was, I think, like 3-ish years, and after that, like, I would just continue to like update my phone. Obviously, since I also do talk about tech, I have that opportunity. But before then, like, I use a phone for 3 years and then it just wouldn't get software updates, or just kind of soft break on me, and I'd end up having to get a phone. So it's good to know that we have phones that last much longer, and I'm excited for that. Now, I don't have One UI 7, and I know the beta is officially out. I have it installed on my S24 Ultra as well as my S24, so you can check out those videos on the channel. And I can't wait for One UI 7 beta to come to the Z Fold 6, and when it does, I will hopefully get it installed here on this device and showcase it to you guys on the channel. But for right now, you know, we're running One UI 6, and it's great. And on a day-to-day basis, like, I've had no stutters, no hiccups whatsoever. And I think the great thing, what I've come to realize with foldables, at least in my experience, is I kind of see them as an iPad mini. Like, I really like to consume content. I just really like to watch YouTube videos. I love playing Clash of Clans, playing Call of Duty on this. It is awesome. Even using it for like Twitter, Threads, whatever it is, it's great for content consumption. Maybe it's because like you're getting a larger display that is, you know, that fits in your pocket. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But there's also this too. When I use the Fold, it's like the Pixel for me, like the Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro Fold. But I don't know. I feel more productive when I pick up this phone. Like I want to get work done. Like I go on Threads, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write a productive post, and I'm gonna start engaging with people. Or it's the same thing with Twitter. Or if like I'm watching YouTube, I'll kind of minimize the screen and I'll go on my emails and send my emails out. Or I'll go on my Keep Notes and update whatever I need to in my notes. Or I'll go on Notion, make sure, you know, my to-do list is up to date and everything like that. Like I'm getting work done on my Z Fold 6. And I have my to-do list and I'm checking things off and I just feel like really productive. I don't know. And just the day-to-day performance has been great. No, it doesn't slouch. It doesn't hiccup. There's no bugs that I've personally noticed. And that's something to expect with the Z Fold 6. The cameras also are pretty good. I have voiced this before, but I kind of wish they brought the S24 Ultra series, like the cameras on the S24 Ultra, and just kind of slapped it on here with the Z Fold 6. I mean, you're paying a premium. Could have put ultra camera setups, but they didn't. Okay, that's fine, whatever. The results though, they're pretty good. You know, they're decent. If you are a camera, like you need a good camera on your phone, you need the best camera on your phone. In fact, you don't go with the Z Fold. You're not gonna go with a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. You're not gonna go with a OnePlus Open. You're gonna go for the flagships. You're gonna go for S24 Ultra if you want a really good camera. Or you're gonna go with whatever device. Like you don't want the Pixel Fold, you go with the Pixel 9 Pro XL for its camera. So I hope that in the future, companies start to take their flagship camera layout, setup, and throw it on their foldables to truly give a flagship foldable experience. I feel like for me, a foldable should have flagship everything, not just flagship like hardware, and like have that 16 gigs of RAM, 12 gigs of RAM, whatever, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or 8 Elite, whatever it is, but throw in everything from the super large battery, super fast charging, super great cameras, super great display, everything should be Ultra. But then again, that's just my opinion. Now, if you do pick this up and you're gonna take photos and videos, it's still gonna perform good. Or if you already have this phone and you wanna start making content like this, you are more like you have a great phone to do that. You have a phone that can take great photos. You have a phone that takes good videos that you can upload on social media, start making content. You have editing software right on your phone. Like you have everything that you can do on your phone and start making content. And I started with an LG G3 in 2014. So going from that to this is a huge thing. And it's never too late to start making content. So that's what I have to say about the cameras. And I like to talk about the content aspect in the camera department because I'm a huge advocate for pushing people to want to make content. As in, like, if there's anyone out there who's hesitant and wants to make it but doesn't know where to start, or just is seeking like, okay, I need a better camera, I need better equipment, this and that, the smartphone you have in your pocket is the best tool you have to start making content. So yeah, that's what I have to say about the cameras. Good quality, but not flagship, Ultra, S24 Ultra type of thing. The battery life though has been pretty good, like surprisingly. And I think that's with the efficiency of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Now other flagship or other foldables may perform better, but this is still pretty good. Now it's got a 4,400 milliamp hour battery, so it's not, you know, the largest. I still wish it was a little bit larger. So Samsung, please put a larger battery in this, like a physically larger battery capacity, and hopefully with the efficiency of 8 Elite, the successor will perform even better. But I'm still not happy with the charging speeds because they could have put 45 watts. I've said this before and I'm saying it again, but the charging speeds are not the fastest. And I really wish they put something like 45 watts of charging into the Fold 6, which they didn't. But regardless, after it's done charging, it lasts me all day. And some may say, well, isn't that the important thing? It's lasting all day. Why does it matter? Just put into charge when you go to bed and you wake up with 100% charge. Well, sometimes I don't want to put it to charge when I go to bed. Because sometimes I just don't want to, or sometimes you forget and you want to wake up and throw it on charge real quick, and by the time you leave the house or by the time you start work, whatever it is, if you work from home, you want to have full charge. And with this, it may not be the case. So do keep that in mind. Good battery life, but charging speeds, not so much. The pricing has gone down. And what I mean by that is there's so many great deals. I've seen this for like $1,100, $1,200 brand new from Samsung. That only does make sense, especially around these times. And stay tuned to like my community posts and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because that's where I usually update with like deals on Samsung and other devices and other products too. But yeah, I've seen this like $600, $700 off brand new. So that's a huge, huge markdown. So at $1,899 MSRP, which is $100 more expensive than its predecessor, I don't think you should go ahead and buy it. But if you can find it for less than MSRP, then I would consider picking one up, because it's still a very good foldable. Honestly, you know, when you compare it to OnePlus Open and when you compare it to Pixel 9 Pro Fold, each foldable has its shortcomings, Z Fold 6 included. But for an overall foldable package, I still think Samsung does a very good job, just like with the overall foldable form thing, and with all of the extra software features that make this a foldable with multitasking and things like that. Although I don't really use them, that's why I didn't really talk about it. And some may have concerns like, well then, why don't you use it? We want to hear your experience about it. And I'm just kind of being true and real with you guys out there. I just don't use it. And I don't want to kind of push something that I don't use. And that's really what I have to say about that. But anyway, I want to wrap things up. I'm still thrilled with this device. Samsung put in great improvements to the Z Fold 6, especially when compared to its predecessor. But hearing me out, Samsung, for the Fold 7, I'd still like to see a couple things, like a better camera setup, like maybe the upcoming S25 Ultra camera setup put in the Z Fold 7, a larger battery, which will equate to even better battery life. And if that means like having a thicker chassis, like when you fold it, you know, I'm completely okay with that. Like, I'm personally fine with that. I don't know how others would be, but I'd personally be okay with that. And obviously, I hope to see a larger outer display as well as a larger inner display. It would just make the experience of using this much better. And for me, it would enhance my productivity and just make it more fun to use. But with the Z Fold Special Edition, I really wish that would come to the US. It's not. So unfortunately, one can hope that those improvements with the Z Fold Special Edition does make its way in an improved way to the Z Fold 7. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to check the link in the description down below of my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Illusions 2.0. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below your thoughts, opinions, whatever it is. And best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next video.